right, 5 o'clock on a Monday. Let's do this. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Joey Knish. I'm Brad Powers. We got producer Jason with us. Before we get to your comments, questions, concerns, before we talk early, as far as the game, obviously we'll have another show before then, before we talk the championship game and give our early thoughts, and before we talk transfer portal and maybe some other things revolving around college football. Let me remind everybody that we are indeed brought to you by FanDuel. And just because we're a college football show doesn't mean that we're not betting the NFL. And in the playoffs, the first half tells a story, but the second half is where the legends are made. And FanDuel wants you right there with them, because every NFL playoff game this year, every FanDuel customer gets a halftime profit boost to use on live bets after halftime. That means no matter when you jump in, you still get a boost waiting for you at the break. Use it on a second half money line, a player prop you've been eyeing, a momentum swinging drive, or a comeback that's starting to look real. Just open up your FanDuel app during halftime of any NFL playoff game, grab your profit boost, and place your live bet. So even if the first half gets away from you or you're tuning in a little late, FanDuel still gives you a way to level up in the second half. So visit FanDuel.com/hit the books. That's FanDuel.com/hit the books and grab your halftime profit boost every NFL playoff game. Disclaimer: you must be 21 plus or present. Select states for Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Often required bonus as a non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rg/help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org. In Maryland, Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE New York or text HOPE New York in New York. Knish, how was your weekend, man?
Good weekend. I mean, I know it's a college football show, but really enjoyed the NFL playoffs this weekend. Some banger games over the weekend, and looking forward to a natty that I guess we'll see. Because man, looks like one of those teams is on a mission, and the other one might just be happy to be there. So we'll see what happens, but I'll look forward to watching it. How about yours?
You want to go head to head? I like Miami.
Oh, coming out of the gate. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be better. Yeah.
Hoosiers.
All right, I'll take Miami.
In Indiana, folks. All across the state, there's only one team that says college football going forward in that state, and it's the Indiana Hoosiers, who have taken over.
You might actually get the best price here. I could see it going higher, but I like Miami. Seems like a overreaction to the last game. That's all I gotta say.
I did actually. One of my guys actually bet a little Miami at 8.5, but so I don't know. Price wise, I'll be interested to see. I think we just trend between the 7.5 and the 9.5, but we'll see. Excited to. I just. I mean, that was an eye opener. It feels like a team that just cannot be stopped at the moment.
Yeah, I hear you. Miami's going to have to play clean, which is a big-time concern.
Right. We're talking about the most buttoned-up team in the country versus a team that with a lot of talent. But
now they did play clean against the Buckeyes.
Yep.
So we need another Buckeye performance out of Miami. My power in the very last game, my power ratings had slight play against Miami, against Ole Miss. Definite play on Indiana. I think my power ratings called it 5. It closed 3. And now for my power ratings to be totally flipped and say value Miami after what, totally opposite, just the previous game, that just tells me overreaction, Indiana, Oregon blowout. I mean, they did get 28 points on 26 yards. So, I mean, they were the right team. You got to upgrade their power rating. I didn't go bananas and upgraded their power rating by 3-4 points after that one. Like the market seems like they have. But we'll see. You're definitely I don't know anybody that wants to bet Miami too much, so we'll be anxious to see where this one goes. We'll have, speaking of that, no show Friday, not much new that's going to be talked about, but we will have an expanded show next Monday here. We'll have some guests. We'll talk through the props, side, total, whatever's going on. So look for that show next Monday. I think we're going to do it at 5, but I think we might go an hour and a half or so next Monday. So Tune in.
Yeah, I like it. Look for the lead into the big one. So yeah, load up for next Monday's show.
Have you done anything prop wise?
Early, I haven't dove in too deep just yet. But
I got a couple. We'll see if we get to anything. We'll see if we get to anything today on that. If we need a best bet, I'll do it.
Okay.
I got one. I got a couple. And a couple of them are available only at our friends at FanDuel. So that I do like best price in market. Christian, first up in the chat. He's interested in any long shot futures for next season. In the portal era, it feels like there's some early value and some long shots. Grab Texas Tech 300-1 early last offseason, Okie State 800-1, or Kentucky 500-1. I'm not wild about either yet. I probably have the two Kentucky for me. Although Okie State, I guess, and there's probably more room for upwards mobility in the Big 12.
Yeah,
I think that's still Texas Tech's. I think Texas Tech's going to be maybe even better this upcoming year.
Yeah.
So I think they're the overwhelming favorite in the Big 12 until I see different. I don't have one, but I did make a small bet, though, in the futures market.
Oh!
You're not going to believe who I bet. I'll give you 3 guesses. This book, it's not FanDuel, but this book did not let me bet what I wanted to bet. So
a team to win the national championship?
A team to win the national championship.
Oh, baby. What conference?
I'm giving you 3 guesses. I'm not going to give you a conference.
Give me the conference.
All right. You only get 1 guess then.
All right.
SEC.
Florida.
No.
It's not going to be Lane.
I'll give you 1 more.
Yeah, not going to be Lane. Not going to be LSU. I don't think.
Correct.
Not Bama.
Correct.
Can't be Ole Miss.
Correct. Let's see if the chat's got it.
Auburn.
Not Auburn. Are you kidding me? Auburn.
Texas A&M. No. Or Texas.
Texas. Alaska Bullworm.
Yeah,
Alexis Bullworm had it. Texas. Not that I think they'll win it, but I do think by the time we talk July, they'll be the favorite. Right now, at this one book I'm looking at, I'm not going to mention their name, but they're the 3rd favorite. I think they will be the favorite, especially after what happened over the weekend. They get Cam Coleman, the best wide receiver in the portal. That Pitt kid that I thought was going to go to Michigan. It looks like Michigan's going to get the Cal kid, who I like too. They get the Biles kid from Pitt, who I think is a stud. One of the top 2 linebacker in the portal. Their 1-2 punch at running back, stealing Hollywood Smothers from Alabama, and then getting the kid that I love from Arizona State that started at USC. That's a great 1-2 punch at running back. Look at the schedule. They get Ohio State at home. I think they'll beat Ohio State next year. No Georgia, who's they've struggled with the last couple of years. No Alabama. So I like Texas. I think Art should be a little bit better. I'm not saying he's going to be the second coming, but I think he'll be a little bit better next year, and that might be all they need.
He was much better down the stretch. I will say they tried to steal a couple offensive linemen from Michigan, both who I really like. And there was the word on the street is there was quite a bidding war. And Michigan was able to pay up for him. But so there's they need a couple pieces on the offensive line. And that's to me, it's like, I don't know if it's out there. And again, we don't have much time left in the portal. We'll see what they can nag, but I agree with you in terms of like skill position talent, there's second to none. I mean, they've exceeded Ohio State almost. I'm not going to say significantly, but they've definitely now got the best offensive skill positions. It feels like an all-in year for Texas, right? Like you got to pool the money. Like Ohio State had the national championship year, where it's like, okay, we're going to pay all these guys to come back, all that. This feels like what Texas is doing next year. We'll see how it. No, they did. I mean, they did lose some guys off the defense, so you know what I'm saying. It's just tough now with so many.
Nobody's like super loaded. You're not stacking a team anymore. The best you can hope is to stack your starting lineup.
Yes,
but if you think you're stacking 44 guys like Georgia and Alabama and Clemson and all those LSU 2019, you're just not. So honestly, you know what it's going to come down to is out of like the 6-7 contenders, who's going to be the healthiest.
Yes, I agree with you.
I'll tell you one thing. Indiana has lost a couple guys on their defensive line, but they don't play hardly anybody. They play their starters. They play basically a 15-man rotation on both sides of the ball. And for them guys to stay healthy all year, I don't know if you can count on that every single season.
I was when we were talking in one of the group chats around, I saw Day's quote saying that they basically needed $45 million to build a top 5 roster. And they only had, I think they were only in the mid 30 ball game. I don't know how many teams now
can do that.
Yeah. And I think even some of your traditional powers.
I don't know if Alabama can do that.
I was just going to say it. I don't think Alabama is going to be in that. And that's like, I mean, that's a sea change, right? Like in terms of Alabama is probably not going to be a top 5 team in the country going forward. If all indications are what we've seen is they don't got it like that. And maybe some of your Georgias, your Tennessees.
Yeah, those schools in small town colleges in the South. The local car dealership came in handy when you're, $100 handshakes.
Right.
McDonald's bags full of cash, but
now you need $50 million.
Yeah. Now you need Mark Cuban type alums. So we're definitely it's going to get weird, man.
I don't know if people even totally. This feels like the first year where transactionally we're hitting a point that I don't know how much the legacy or the history of the program matters even a bit anymore. Like even, you'd always talk about like Elaine goes to LSU and the LSU guys want to stay home, and that it's becoming so transactional, dollars and cents, that I don't know. I think we're going to see a pretty, not like, oh, Bowling Green's going to be a national champ, but I'm talking like your standard programs that were there year in and year out, like in Alabama, going forward just might not be that level anymore.
Agree. Yeah, and I'm not loving what I know LSU just got Sam Leavitt, but I don't think LSU's killed this transfer portal season. So be interested to some of them. I do think, I've said this multiple times, I think the Big Ten does have more money than everybody else. So with the their alumni bases are bigger, and they have been bigger. So I think this will be the third straight year a Big Ten team wins it all. Or do they, Miami?
Or do they?
No, they'll win. Back to the chat. We got a super chat from Kirk, one of our best guys, $5. How about that under team total for Oregon as far as 93? Under 93 total and 71 on one play. Shouldn't have been that close. Oh, the under on the rushing yards.
Kirk, it's like the babe pointing out to the outfield. Kirk with these the FanDuel rushing props. 2-0 on the season, 2 bangers. I agree. One long run, but I mean, Moore had a ton of sack yardage that got him off script.
Oh yeah,
again, Noah Whitehead didn't play, or he played like a few snaps, didn't really get much route. So yeah, that was absolutely the right side there, and good to get that one home.
I might have a rushing one. I don't know if I want to hold that in the chamber for Monday. Probably should. I got one that I don't mind. We'll see if we need something later on. Back to the chat. Christian's asking about K Ford. Just disappeared right before the postseason. Love his ratings. You know anything about that?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either. I look at his stuff mainly probably before the season.
Yeah.
See if anybody in the chat does. But I like
same thing. I don't. I give his ratings a cursory look sometimes, but I don't know him at all or keep up with him or any of that.
Kirk says he's got one too. I wonder if I'm the same, because keep in mind, I already gave out the Oregon rushing under before the show last week. So when I saw Kirk on, I'm like, I should have best bet that. It's tough to best bet it when it's available only at FanDuel, but love FanDuel. All right, back to the chat. LSU over 9.5 wins with the Leavitt signing. I'm not on board on that one. Did you do anything there?
No, I don't want to jump on that, to be honest with you. I mean,
I want to see how it shakes out. I think I would. No comment yet. So let's see. There's still 4 or 5 days left of the portal closes Friday. We'll see. I also think people could still sign grad transfers too, right?
Yes. The other thing is,
there'll be more than a few of them.
I mean, this is just going to be a league-wide thing. I don't know how many teams, especially in the SEC, that I want to bet to go over 9.5. Just
Not
based. I mean, you've got Clemson in the non-con, which even let's fall off. But I mean, you got Ole Miss, you got A&M, you got at Kentucky, you got at Auburn, you got Bama, you got Texas, you got at Tennessee. I mean, it's just fucking the SEC now is just one of those that every week it's different than the Big Ten, where the conference is kind of separated into tiers.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, with Vandy coming up now, what?
There's no break.
There's no break. Maybe Arkansas, but there's no fucking UCLA, Northwestern, Purdue. There's just everybody in the SEC now is trying to compete, and maybe Sands, I don't know. I mean, Arkansas half in, but even Arkansas is not bottom tier. It's just one of those that it's going to be hard to win 10 games as an SEC team. It just is.
Agree. Let me look at this. Where are we at on this? Money's coming in on the over, so I'm gonna let that breathe for a bit. That was the under was minus 158. I want to say.
Yeah, and you know what? The Levitt knew.
So let me see who else they get. But maybe talk Monday on that one. I promise we'll have something. I think, and then kudos FanDuel last year started putting up week 1 games and stuff. I'm talking national championship night or the weekend before. So that makes us see what they do there. And Connor's asking about that. We got any teams you're eyeing for some 2026 futures, particularly in the regular season win totals? Any teams you could think are sneaky good? We're already selling. I mean, obviously it's all price dependent.
Right.
I mean, there's teams that I think I'm going to be selling, and then they come way lower, and then hell, I'm buying, vice versa. I'll give you a couple sneaky teams in the portal, though. Kentucky. Somebody already mentioned them. They're doing better than expected with a first-year coach.
Yep. But that would be more on a regular season win total.
Yeah, win total. Yeah.
Not
a future. None of these are futures.
Right.
Arizona State's doing better than expected in the portal. Louisville, keep an eye on them. Houston, Willie Fritz with what they got coming back. And our old friend, Bob Chesney. UCLA's having a pretty good portal. So I thought I'd be selling a lot of the first-year coaches. Some of these first-year coaches are knocking it out of the park in the portal. So, buddy, UCLA alum reached out to me and said they're spending money. So
really?
They said, yeah, they're spending money. And the portal says that kind of reflects what he told me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying it. We said, I can't believe Bob Chesney went to UCLA.
Right. That was Bob. You're it was a career killer. We've been talking about on the show for 4 years. He takes one of the worst Power 4 jobs, but.
Well, I guess we buried the lead because Andy's asking for none other than Joey Pucks.
We've been, man, oh man. I've been working with this guy a long time. This is the best year he's ever had by a mile. So, and again, we're getting whatever I still haven't looked up the word of what it actually, the opposite of adverse selection is. So let's go Oilers, oil cans, minus, right around minus 150 or some minus 149, even as cheap as, I see a minus 142 out there on the screen, but let's go right around minus 150. Oilers at Chicago tonight. Edmonton money line to win will be the Joe Pucks play of the day. So yeah, you can get minus 156 at FanDuel. Shop around if you like that. But that's okay. It was still just about in range there. It was good. The guy always sends me the good to price. It was good to minus 155. So you want to give it a penny and play it at Friends of FanDuel if you're there.
There you go. Mason Bryant, it's early, but are we looking to sell Clemson next year with the return of Chad Morris? Can't wait to talk about win totals and futures for months. I love talking win totals and futures. That's the one thing I do love still about college football. One thing I think I still am really good at. We'll see. The ever changing, but I would be on the sell on Clemson as a program. I mean, obviously all price dependent, but I don't think they're coming back anytime soon.
I was just going to say, we talked just like Bama in terms of, I didn't even think Clemson's already what I'll call like fallen down a tier. Whereas Bama is still, kind of like in that tier that we think's going to fall down. Clemson's already like fallen a few steps and is like hurting, and someone's about to like push them down a few more and get back there. Because
I agree. And if Louisville's better, obviously Virginia Tech is going to be better. They're cooked.
I agree with you. I don't
even know if, like no longer a national title contender.
No.
Are they even I know they made the playoffs 2 years ago, but are they? I'm not even looking at them to make the playoffs or even I'm not looking to bet them to win the ACC is what I'm saying, which is ridiculous. So I'm not looking to buy them.
And because what is changed? I mean, this is headed in one direction, right? And it's been that way for 3-4 years, where it's the Dabo with the portal stuff. It's the, the lack. I don't know how much money is going on around there. And what has changed? Nothing. Like nothing. Like what? There's been no shift in their portal. There's been no shift in we hear Clemson. It just seems to be the same slow downward trend. So at this point, it's like, I think they're just going to keep falling to be a mid-tier ACC team.
Yeah. I don't even think that's overreacting. I mean, that's where they're heading. So especially if Miami grabs a hold of the conference, Virginia Tech, Louisville. I mean, it's just, they were actually fortunate to win the ACC last year. Won't be the case moving forward. SMU's, in my opinion, passed them. Now they have taken some guys. I think they've taken 8 guys in the portal this year. So at least they're taking some, but how many difference makers? I don't see it. Zach Phillips, our old producer's in the chat. He says, let's have a day.
Zach Phillips, who went to go see the Michigan, got invited to the Michigan hockey #1 team in the country. He's on the bench on the sideline for a big game versus Notre Dame. Michigan wins, and our star goalie blows his knee out while Zach's on the sideline, and
oh Jesus,
season's ruined. So let's have a day, Zach. Oh, I told Zach, give our keeper your ACL and whatever he needs to get back on there. So I haven't heard officially what it was, but it looked bad, and it looked real bad. So I think thinks the season is toast. But
what happened over the weekend with Michigan basketball? How'd they lose that game?
Yeah, you know what? They last 2 games for a team that was winning every game by 40. Last 2 almost lost to Penn State, who's like a corpse, and then lost to Wisconsin. I gotta tell you, and this I'm not exactly Joey college buckets, but it felt like a little bit of really peaking early type of thing where you don't want to be beating teams at I say you don't want to, which whatever, you're winning games and all that, but you don't want to be in November, December bestie. You want to be that team that kind of peaks toward the end. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of you had to have somewhat of a down curve at some point in the season.
Yeah. Spencer's asking about the Heisman odds. Any early thoughts? Now, our friends at FanDuel had them up. I think they're first to market. Did you bet any yet?
I did not yet. One person told me one they wanted me to get. I gotta just full disclosure. It's hard to get a big bet down.
Yeah.
Or this early. You know what I'm saying? So FanDuel will give you a bet, but if you want a bit, so kind of one of those kind of wanted to let it breathe. But there wasn't. There wasn't something on the top of the board where I'm like,
if it's double, guys 8-1 or 16-1, and you think you should be 8-1,
right?
I didn't see anything like that.
Right. And
I thought they did a nice job. What's the Cal quarterback? Come on.
What? No.
I'll give you 100 to 1 on that. FanDuel has 50. I'll give you 100. Just because I'm a nice guy. You know what the true price is? 250 to 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Oh yeah, Mayava. No.
Mayava.
Yeah,
no.
At 17 to 1. No, sorry. Yeah, but there's a price on Mayava. You might get me interested, but it's a lot higher than that.
I'd double that. I need 35.
People. Here's the problem. This show with college football people are like, oh yeah, about the Cal quarterback, like nice season. He can be nationally. Nobody's watching Cal. Look what happened with the Utah thing last year, where even when Dampier, they start off hot and they're crushing folks. Did you hear one single chirp about Heisman?
Yep.
No. And what's I don't know, what's the ceiling for Cal next year? 8-4? You're gonna win the Heisman at Cal?
Yeah, I haven't looked into that with a first year coach, new roster. I don't see it. Fuck, they couldn't beat Hawaii with a 3 touchdown lead.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, don't.
Mo Sauce, $1.99 super chat. He's asking about tonight. I lean Steelers.
Me too, but the price has kind of gotten a little. I never fired on the 3.5.
I should have. Damn it! Somebody sent me that, and I didn't.
Me too. I fucked up. So I'll probably just be looking live to add there. I did bet a few for next week.
Oh, all right. I'm anxious in this. I have not done anything yet.
You haven't done anything?
No.
And this.
I got a few that I got an inkling on, but
this is one of the last numbers on the board, and it's at our friends at FanDuel.
You want to best bet it?
If you agree with it.
Yeah. Is it game number 390?
Yes, it is.
Best bet, Seattle -7, -115. Friends at FanDuel.
There you go.
Yucks. Agree.
Yeah,
I'll probably end up teasing them. The fucking Eagles. You told me too. I just need them to win the game. They've killed me, man. Oof. That was a bad weekend.
I lost on the Chargers, won the Bears.
Good job on the Bears. I forgot to tell you that.
That was honestly middle of that game. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what was I? I called this team like all year. All year, I was like, can't wait to the playoffs. This Bears team fraud. And then thankfully they came back. The other one, now I will say, Hitman. I talked to him about it this morning. This one's not as. I think the Seattle closes over a touchdown for sure.
Yeah.
The other one was Bears Rams under 51.5. But
not available at our friends at FanDuel, but there are a couple out there.
There's a couple out there.
Weather or what?
It's going to be super cold. Well, again, wind, you don't know in Chicago this early, but it's supposed to be real frigid. I think the Bears like to try and, get a little bit more on the ground and pound with that. So we'll see. But that was one. Hitman was more leaning over 50.5. I liked under 51.5. So, but Seattle was at 7 or better was definitely a good one.
Did you do anything Buffalo, Denver?
No, not yet. That's the one. Nothing cider total there at all.
I haven't either. I regret not betting Buffalo once they got out to 1.5 point dog, or at least teasing them with something.
That was the only. I didn't bet the Bills Jags yesterday either. That was the only one. I didn't have a lot of people feeling that either way, or just like bets on that one. So, And early this week, nothing on that.
No, I think Seattle's a play. Good. That is a play.
I was going to say, how many guys? One, I think that Eagles team was a little broken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, personnel-wise, second half of the season, offense was terrible. You got him on a good spot. Now you'll lose Kittle again. You already have 8 other guys, 10 other guys, starters out for the year, going to Seattle all the way back. Because, listen, you just closed -5.5, -6 against Philly. And now you're only, at Seattle, who I think maybe even a little bit more HFA than Philly, at Seattle off a bye. Give me a touchdown or better there.
Back to the chat. Connor, are the rumors of Indiana having their own Connor Stallions true? Boy, that was
Okay,
being played.
this has been all the rage on
Yeah.
Twitter. It would be very hypocritical for me to say I care at all. I don't care. No matter, I don't care. Even if they're doing some scout, I really like the history of college football has been programs and coaches and conferences finding edges and maximizing them. And you know what? And that, just like we talked with the SEC and the car dealership thing or the cat, you can go back the history of Joey K doing content on Twitter. You never heard me bitching about the SEC giving bags to kids. You only heard me saying we should be doing it.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? What to me, like, what crime are you committing? Like, oh, I gave the kid money to come play at my school? Gives a shit. Like, oh, we did some like, oh, we got some film on like, oh, Connor Stallions bought a ticket and went to go watch a game. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about any of it. So whatever Signetti's doing, which I think the real thing is, he figured out, I'm going to take all these, like, one, he's like a master with scouting, and every kid that he gets is a hit. The other thing is, like, I'm going to get these 5th, 6th, 7th year guys, and I'm going to load up a team of like 22, 23-year-old men, and that's going to be a better
19-year-old.
Yeah,
so.
That's going to be a better investment than beating up, Now, I'm going to ask you do you think, how got to say this? I got to tell you, that strategy, I don't think is good. And this isn't to be a hater. I don't think that's a good strategy for the future of the game, if that's going to be the strategy that people are taking to win.
Agree. Just culture. I'll just talk culturally. It's not. I just tweeted, like, kids not like going to the same school for 3-4 years, getting a degree, having that, friendships for life, that pathway to, even if you're not going to play in the NFL. I mean, you can lean on your buddies. You're a star at college. That sets you up for other job opportunities. You're not getting that anymore. Mercenaries going to 3 or 4 different schools, not graduating. It just seems like it's not good for the culture. And tough to be a fan to keep up with it. I mean, fans like that really hurt basketball. The one and done killed college basketball.
It totally, where like you don't have, again, well, let's talk selfishly from the fan experience, because we can talk about it from there, but like to not, like, the whole thing was like, oh my God, like, we landed this recruit, we got him, he's probably going to be here for 3, 4, 5 years. You watch him develop, and now you've lost a lot of that, where like look what happened. Even the Ohio States and the Texases, and it happened a little bit with Michigan. Some of your like A-tier recruits that didn't get a chance to play last year are out. Yeah. They're like, okay, I didn't get it. Like, I redshirted, and then it's like they already got the bag from signing, and now it's like, I'll just one example. Michigan signed this 5-star tackle, Ty Haywood.
Yep.
He didn't play at all last year. He wasn't going to be on the 2 deep this year, but that's one of those guys, like 3rd, 4th year, you'd see 1 year he didn't play. He didn't see his like playing time this year. He's gone. Yep. So you paid him to come. You literally didn't get a snap out of him, and now he's gone.
Sooner or later, that money's not going to – whoever paid him to be there, because they did pony up and late in the process to get him, that you can't keep going back to that.
100%. Or you need to do like the structure of the contracts. And I know the Big Ten's doing some of this stuff, how they got Damon Williams, where like, if you're going to go, you got to just pay back what we like. If you're going to go jump in the portal after 1 year, I want, 50%, 70%, whatever money we paid you, you got to pay back.
There has to be some.
There has to be.
Yeah.
This is like, it's gotten like stupid, where I can pay you to come here as a recruit, you don't play, and then someone else gives you another bag to go leave. And it's like, okay, cool. We just gave you a couple $100,000 to come here. You don't play at all. And now you get, a couple $100,000 to go somewhere else.
At least a couple $100,000. Some of these kids are getting more than that now with the way it's going. Doesn't seem sustainable to me.
It doesn't. The salary structure doesn't seem sustainable either.
No. Can't be. There's not that much money. There just isn't. Step on a duck. 8.5. Always talking about the game. 8.5 seems steep. Was 4.5, 5 when I look at it. I think it was 5.5 when we were doing the show
Yep.
He's betting against Signetti. I mean, that is the handicap. I don't think anybody wants to step in front of him except this guy.
That now, and you know what? I'm in the mood today. What did we say when people were talking about hedging? And everybody was like, oh, you got to go big on Ole Miss, the Ole Miss, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what happened if you did do a big hedge on Ole Miss? You lost.
Yeah.
And now you're laying minus 350 just to get so let's say you had 100,000. You're down 11. Now you need to bet 35 or 40 just to get the hedge back. So you're already in the hole, literally, like, what I'm saying, going to be in the hole 45K, 50K to make a little bit of money now. So that's why we always say it looks good, but you got to get the right spot. Now, if you've waited and you want to cash out, I don't know, you want to bet 35 to win 10 if you got to win 100 on it, then I don't blame you. But that's why you start hedging early, and the numbers, all of a sudden you get to the final game and it's like, wait, I got to drop 50K just to make my money back.
And a lot of times for a lot of people, they don't have that kind of cash available.
Right.
Or even if they do, it requires them going somewhere in person, making a bet. You're going to have to plan for it. You're not pulling up the app and, I'm just going to bet this.
Right.
Can't do it. Got to go in person. If you're lucky. Stoke D in the chat. We got a couple more and then we'll call it a show. BP got to talk about an indie transfer portal today after his breakup with Marcus over the weekend. I'm dramatic. I mean, I'm just letting you know. I'm dramatic on Twitter for obvious reasons. Got over 1 million views. I mean, it's a good portal day, but they need defensive tackle desperately. They need 2 starters at defensive tackle. Otherwise, none of that shit today means anything.
That kid they got, that Jaden Sanders can play.
He can. I do like that pickup. That was a loss. What is going on with Michigan secondary?
I heard supposedly Lamar Morgan, who is the secondary coach.
Yep.
The exit was not very sanctimonious. So I think that played a factor. And you had a couple guys that just I don't think the secondary, some of those guys did not play up to par last year. So they might have been looking for, I want X. And then they look at the tape and said, or the ratings. And it's like, well, you played like this. You're not getting that. And then guys hit the road. So, but of the guys who have left or put in there, he's premium. I think that's
I'm surprised they got him.
Yeah.
And they got the Colorado kid. I like Keon Keeley. I like the wide receiver from the Buckeyes. It was a good day, but you still need defensive tackle.
I just don't know, man. Even because Michigan's had a few, defense. I don't know if the defensive tackle play is just I don't know if it's out there.
They're eyeing a Pitt kid to get him. He's pretty good, but he's not a 300-pounder. He's 285.
Yeah, I know. That's that's the position if you're in the portal where it's you can kind of name your price at DT.
Yeah. People, Richard's asking, do you think Chambliss will play another year at Ole Miss? He's trying. I think they're countersuing.
I got to be honest with you.
I don't think he should, though.
I don't know either.
Because GIS responds Chambliss #1 pick. I don't see that, but I do think he's a first rounder.
I'm with this is not. I get it. If you've got $5 million on the table and you're him from Ole Miss, you're like, okay, I want that. I want to go back, all that. But I don't know. I don't think he'd be that bad off going into the draft. Plus, at what point do you stop this, right? He's trying to take a medical red shirt from 4 years ago that he didn't take at the time, where he was just he didn't play because he was the backup quarterback in Santa. I had this respiratory thing. You could have taken the medical red shirt at the time. He didn't. So now we're where does this end, right?
It's the easy fix. I said 5 years.
I agree with you.
Just 5 years. You got 5 years. If you're hurt all 5, sorry. If you start every game for 5 years, there you go. So
especially with the 4-game rule. So let's say you're just not in the rotation year 1 or year 2. Anybody can go back and be like, oh, dealing with a nagging ankle. I want this red shirt from 3 years ago.
why don't they just keep it simple? I could save them so much money and time. 5 years. That's it. Unless it's a catastrophic type thing. I don't even then. I would be like, so no, 5 years. Sorry.
I'm with you. Like
Life's
I
not
don't.
fair.
The
You get your
COVID year
degree.
really screwed things up too, of like backlogging people, and then the NCAA going or just running out of like legal, not wanting to challenge because in the old days this would be in the courts until fucking 2040. You know what I'm saying? But then they're like, oh, we're like, we don't want to spend money on these legal. So now it's just like you just lose, and it's like, oh well, he gets a year.
Benjamin Rash, 19 in before the gun here with the super chat, 1999. Joining late. Sorry if you spoke about it already. Any point do you recruit high school anymore? Kids don't want to wait for playing time. Ohio State, Georgia, Ducks, all depth gone. Yeah, I mean, all the big boys, all the blue bloods still went high school recruiting. I'm talking this year. I wonder how that changes next year. I got to think that they take a little bit less. Instead of taking 25, 30,
yeah.
20. Maybe we see some take 15.
Yep.
You still are going to go for the kids that you get a high level 4-star or something or a 5-star kid. I think you still get them, but you're probably not taking 25 kids a year.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like where there's got to be a point. Also, like we were talking, Benny, if you can, depending on how you can structure that, like the contracts, you got to find a way. If they're not going to change the portal rules, which they should, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to be on the horizon right now. They got to find the way where you can't just pay this kid to come and then he can walk out the door with no like retribution. So you got to look into like multi-year deals, like paybacks, buyouts, that kind of stuff, that to make it harder for these kids to leave. And that's not to be like, Scrooge McKinnish here, but how the fuck are you supposed to run a program or a team or anything with like?
You can't. They'll find out when a lot of the young hotshot coaches all leave. So the sport will be hurting eventually. I know it's not showing up yet because of, gambling and all that. And the new, this is in the weeds, the new way that the Nielsen ratings, affect, viewership, that, everything seems up. Nah, we'll see.
And, because look at the quality of play between the NFL playoffs we've seen so far and the college football playoff.
Night and day. And it's hard to have high level quality of play with this amount of turnover. It just is. You need continuity and rhythm and reps in football. And when you're turning over 50% of a roster, 60, 70% of a roster every year, you don't got it. Why do these startup football leagues never work? Because the guys don't practice together and they have no time together and the product sucks. And you don't want to shift towards that, because that's why nobody watches the fucking, USFL or the AFL or any of those. They always tank because the football sucks. And I mean, you don't know who's who. And eventually, when you got everybody transferring into a different school each year, even if you're a fan of the program, I don't know any of these guys, huh? I mean, you need some stability. That's it. I'm getting older, so I mean, I just old man yelling at a cloud. All is well. We'll see. Somebody's asking about the chatter on USC's defensive coordinator search. I heard that they're maybe looking at the Missouri guy, but I haven't heard too much there.
Did you hear the name that might have gotten an interview or is getting interviewed
for USC?
Yeah.
Wink
Martindale.
Really?
I gotta tell you, if Lincoln Riley does that, I think it's over for him. I cannot see that happening, but
interesting. You hate Wink that much.
It did not go well.
Really? You think it was that bad?
I don't think he was a good fit in college. I think he would be a better fit back in the pros in some capacity, but the college fit was bad.
Recruiting, schemes too complicated? What was it?
Did not know how to teach his scheme to college kids.
All right.
Didn't really get, obviously not a recruiter at all. And just like he didn't want to change. Like, okay, if you're going to be Matt Patricia, you know what I'm saying? You're going to come to con and change it up and like, okay. But he's, too old. He's like one of those, like, I'm doing it my way, old guys.
All right. Yeah, they need to get somebody. Well, I'll tell you, they got a kid. That waffle kid was the one kid that stood out to me. I watched the Navy All-American game. That's how crazy I am.
Yeah.
High school game. Now, the problem is now they have a lot of juniors playing in that, so I'm not going to see these kids for a few years. But the kid that dominated the game was USC's defensive end, that waffle kid, white kid off the edge. Looks like, I don't know what they used to get under Pete Carroll. I'm trying to think like Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to think who else. I mean, it kind of reminded me of that. Won't matter if Lincoln Riley in the weeds has to change his practice. I mean, strength and conditioning is weak there. The way they practice, they're just not physical. Look no further than how their season ended on that play, a 3rd and 20 screen pass where they missed like 3-4 tackles. It's just pathetic. And then their schedule gets way more difficult next year. That's a team I'm not looking to buy. You got anything else? I think we'll call it a show with the exception of this though. Are they not doing a watch along tonight? I don't have a read for a watch along. We're not doing a playoff watch along.
We don't have a player. Jason, jump in.
We do have a playoff watch along.
They did not. So I'm going to promote the watch along, but I'll also promote our friends at BetStamp. Football in the playoffs, basketball full swing. Now's the time to lock in a BetStamp Pro prop screen. Pro is built for high-level bettors who need to spot and scale up edges fast. Between NFL Sundays, daily NBA action, prop markets are more liquid and prices are sharper than ever, so the window to exploit inefficient numbers is right now. You can't do that without a hyper-efficient, reliable true line that shows you the real market price in seconds across 150-plus outs, helping you find and hit scalable edges. Don't wait. The opportunity to capitalize on the prop market is right now. Visit betstamp.com/hammer or scan the QR code to apply for a demo. Spots are limited during the season. Shame on George for not giving me on the watch along. You guys enjoy that tonight. I don't think the Steelers have I think they have not lost a Monday night home football game since 1991. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It's like 20. It's either 24 or 28 in a row. They've won at home on Monday Night Football. Incredible streak. They'll lose tonight with me saying that. But got nothing else. Charles asking the Canadian network, the Hammer working on American holiday MLK Day next Monday. Guess we are.
Yes, we are.
There's a little
corporate doesn't have to work next Monday, but working for the 51st state, apparently. We still got but you know what? National championship game.
Yeah, we'll be here. So another reminder, no show Friday, guys. I'll be back Monday for the expanded show. We'll break down prop markets, side, total, anything else, rushing props, you name it. We'll have a couple best bets, I think. We'll at least have a head-to-head probably on the side. And then we'll break down and see if FanDuel puts up any week 1 or regular season win totals by then. We'll have a lot of that and a hell of a lot more. But for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer Jason, Brad Powers, thank you guys for all your comments, questions, super chats. We'll see you next Monday. You just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel. See you Monday.